only shot for 17. So increase that. Everything is timing. It's timing. It's supposed to be a solar eclipse tomorrow.
Yo, that's crazy.
Make this up, man.
I seen them. Yo,
we seen the blood moon rise when we was at Tabernacle 4 nights in a row.
they arrived somewhere and they basically colonized it. Right? They're ignoring what's already there, and they're gonna put something else there. A national home for Jewish people in Palestine, then an Ottoman region with a small minority Jewish population. The declaration was contained in a letter dated November 2nd, 1917, from the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community, for transmission to the Zionist Federal of Great Britain and Ireland. The text of the declaration was published in the press on the 9th of November, 1917. Now here, this is the actual letter that Balfour Declaration, right? It says, "Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you on behalf of His Majesty government the following declaration of sympathies with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the cabinet. His Majesty government view with your favor establishing the Palestinian of the national home for the Jewish people, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievements of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights of the political status enjoyed by the Jews in any other country." And it's funny that all through the letter he's saying Jewish, but then when he mentioned none, he get down and he actually say Jews, right? In any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation, right? And it's got his name signed. This is the original letter that the Balfour dude wrote to Rothschilds, right? So this is showing you that they understood that there was a people who inhabited this land before they showed up. Not only are we pushing this to become law in this land, but we want to make it to where no one outside of this land can raise up against what we're establishing here. Right? If anything, they have to be for it.
Right.
Is Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 10. So that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forest, for they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall spoil those that spoil them, and rob those that rob them, saith the Lord God. And they robbed us of our history, robbed us of our nationality, right? Put us on slave. They funded the lumber for the slave ships, right? Took the history in the 6th century AD. There's also a book called The 13th Tribe, where AMALEK basically goes into how he knows he's not a real Jew.
Arthur Kessler.
They know they're not the real Jew. They even wrote a book about it, right? But the Lord said we're going to rob them, right? Just as if they robbed us, how they robbed us of our nationality, our heritage, and our culture. Everything that stood for us, they took it, man.
They took it with violence. The precept for that, Ezekiel 39 and verse 10.
And just even just in the simplest terms, when you just look at their what they call themselves, right? Jewish. Everybody knows suffix ish pertains to something like, but not quite it. And then they don't call themselves Israelites, because Israelites, if you read it in the Hebrew backwards, Ike is sons of, right? Which would be sons of Israel. Genesis 35 and 10, his name was Jacob, changed to Israel, right? So Israelites, sons of Israel, sons of Jacob. Not Israelites because we inhabited that land. That's why they call themselves Israelis and Jewish. Because they know they're not us.
Yeah, it's kind of. Now from there, Ezekiel chapter 7, and jump to verse number 20. Yeah.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse number 22. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place. For the robbers shall enter.
For the what?
For the robbers.
For the robbers, which is Amalek. The thieves, the robbers, they shall enter in what?
For the robbers shall enter into it and defile it.
And do what?
And defile it.
If y'all look up right now, the number one type of LGBT parties and parades is in the land of Israel right now.
All right.
These so-called Amaleks talking about they God's chosen people, and they lead the parade, number one worldwide for LGBT parades in the land of Israel. That's why the Lord said they're going to defile the land. and in their witchcraft and their sorcery, and just them putting their sniveling feet on that land. They're already defiling it because they don't belong there. Right? Read on.
Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence.
And that's what's happening right now with the war between Hamas and Israel. And violence is being fought all throughout the land. Read on.
Wherefore, I will bring the worst of the heathen.
Now hold that right there. The Lord said he's going to bring the worst of the heathens. There's categories within that. The worst of all the heathens is Esau. But even within Esau, the worst of the people of Esau is Amalek. Right? The same symbology that happened in the book of First Maccabees with Antiochus. His grandson came out, he was even worse. The one that called himself Epiphanes. Right? From Solutions, from the line of Solutions. So speaking also with Ham, the grandson that came out of Ham was who? Nimrod. Worst of the worst. Right? So same thing also with Esau and Amalek. That's why even though Amalek is an Edomite, guess what? He's the brain of the operation. Esau himself is just a body, the vessel. These white Edomites over here, these American Edomites, they're just a body. They're just a brute force. They're good old America, man. Right? Good old boy. Right? We're gonna get some freedom here. Those are just the muscle. But Amalek is the brain. That's why he thinks like conniving, like a snake. He's always looking for a way to scheme, get a contract with you, covenant. He
Infiltrate.
yeah, infiltrate, man, like a rat. Sniveling, no honor. Backstab, like a serpent. Right?
Wherefore, I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled.
Right. So how did they possess our houses? That's speaking about the land. Let's get Luke chapter 21. It's going to show you right now.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36, and verse number 5. Ezekiel chapter 36 and 5. It reads, Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and all Idumea, right, which the Edomites reside at in the land of Idumea. It says, which have appointed my land and to their possession with the joy of all their heart, which the spiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. So the Lord already told you in prophecy that the Edomites, the Idumeans, they will have the land of Israel in their possession. So it's already in prophecy that, guess what? The real Jews would not be in their own homeland. We was debating somebody out there, I was in Byways last week, saying, well, hold on, the real Jews are in their land. Well, not according to prophecy.
Right.
I'm saying, brother brought out the precepts and he was confounded.
And Luke 21, verse 24. Luke 21 and verse 24.
This is Luke chapter 21 and verse number 29. 24, Salaki. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Right. This speaking about the Israelites. The Israelites will be led away captive into all nations, scattered abroad. Right? Read on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
See, Jerusalem, like today, is trodden down of the Gentiles. Right? Tying in with Amalek and even also Ishmael and the Palestinians. None of them belong there. But they're trying to fight for the land which don't belong to anyone.
Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
You see, until the time that the Most High is going to send his son and wipe out these heathens off that land. But before that happens, it has to have war first. Right? Bring it out.
Ezekiel 36, 17 to 19.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36 in verse number 17. Son of man, when the house of Israel dwelt in their own land, they defiled it by their own way and by their doings. Their way was before me, as the uncleanness of a removed woman. Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they had shed upon the land, and for their idols wherewith they have polluted it. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries. According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them.
Right, without just getting all deep into it, this is why we find ourselves over here in Northern America. Right, because we were removed out of our homeland because we didn't keep the laws. We chose to live like the people that we were supposed to rule over, those that were beneath us, right? And with the imagination of our own wicked hearts, we created things, we were doing things that they weren't even doing. And it got us banished out of our land. That's why they over there now.
God, having a party. Right? Now, tying with these two nations, let's tie with Amalek and also with the Hamites and the Palestinians as well. Let's get Joel chapter 3. So we just show you a quick background, why they're here today, why they're in our land today, right? Let's get Joel chapter 3.
Verse what?
Verse 1.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Now hold it right there. God says he's going to bring again the captivity. Those that have been put in captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Northern and southern kingdom. But from where? Throughout all the corners of the earth we've been scattered through. God? That's why Luke 21 and 24 says we're going to be what? Put in captivity throughout all the nations of the earth. So God is bringing us back. That's the stretching of the hand a second time. Like the second of chapter 15. Read on.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right. That's what they call the valley of Armageddon. And it's funny. We grew up listening to the word Armageddon. We think it's the end of the world. Not knowing that's the actual place. And that's Hebrew. That's where they get it from. Right? Which is Armageddon. Read on.
And will plead with them there for my people.
Right. So how do the Lord plead with people? Hold that. Let's get Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 17. Right? When the Lord said he plead with people, it's not like you at a courthouse and he said, please, please, brother, please. Right? He didn't do it. Have mercy. No, that's not what he means. Plead is very simple. Look what he means by it.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 17. And they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst.
17, right? Let me get 15.
Verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, and render his anger with fury, and his recompense with flames of fire. For by fire and his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
See, that's how the Most High going to plead with people. With fire and his sword. That's judgment. That's death. And the precept.
Point in the Greek, when you pull up the word plead, it means to execute, judge, discriminating a man, vindicating, condemning, and punishing at the offended event for final judgment.
Gosh. So when they said plead that case, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Right.
But you see how you saw play with words?
He playing how the feds play.
God.
We don't even need you. We've already held court, convicted your ass without you even being here.
And that's crazy. Even the
cash
word.
out, you going different.
Right. we already gave you the judgment. You just didn't know it yet. We're just waiting to be here just to hear it.
We get hold of you,
Right.
we go straight in the hole, in the cell, in a hole.
In the Pokemon. Right? Read on. That's a mighty one, man. That's what plead means.
God.
And then the precept with that is Matthew 7:34. The one that comes to set peace on earth with a sword and division. Same as the Amalekites and the heathens divided our lands. That's how the Most High going to divide their body parts.
God.
Like he divided the Red Sea. That's how the Most High going to split their chest open.
God.
Read on.
Isaiah 66 and verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord.
See, the slain of the Lord shall be what?
Shall be many.
Shall be many. This is just the beginning. In Matthew 24, when it says rumors of wars, earthquakes, right? Uprisings of the people, This is just the beginning. The slain of the Lord shall be many. He's gonna bring judgment. And they're gonna, hey, not my Jesus, not my sweet baby Jesus, sweet baby raised, right? Jesus Christ. Or like Shaw Paul said, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Hell no, he's a black man.
God.
And he gonna be kicking butts, taking names, tags, and like Dave always say, man, pay your back for bone stripping.
God.
All right, read on.
Amalek.
Yeah, come on.
Verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together.
And for these pastors that's lying to the people and saying that we the Gentiles, when we actually the Israelites, you finish. Because when our people read Luke 21 and 24, and it said, until the times of the Gentile be fulfilled, and Jake is being lied to the pastor thinking he a Gentile the whole damn time, he's confused.
Right.
He's been lied to. The Lord will get them as well too. Right? Let's go back to what we have.
Joel chapter 3.
Joel chapter 3.
This is the book of Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
So this is parables as well too. Let's get Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. As the Lord is gathering all the heathens through war, that's what he's doing right now, even with Africa. Right? They had Russia got an issue with the American people and the American president because Russia and the rest of the Edomites during the time of I think it's World War I or II, they had a meeting that they was gonna come together, all the Edomites was gonna come together and they was gonna agree to split Africa apart and take certain parts of Africa for each of their own nations. But what happened is with Germany, with Hitler, right? They kicked him out the deal. So it's supposed to be equal rights, equal opportunity for all these Edomites. But with Hitler, they kicked him out the deal because it was like he was too extreme. He said it's our time to rule and everything. So now what happened? They kicked him out the deal, and now these are Edomites looking at other Edomites like they're better than them. It could be a German, it could be American, it could be a Russian, it could be a Polish, an Italian. They all Esau. So now, what's happening today? Russia, Vladimir Putin got the same spirit like Hitler, which is crazy, and he want war against his own people, Esau. And he ain't gonna stop. He different. He not gonna stop.
Yes, cold. And his people love him.
Yeah, same as with Hitler.
Yeah. And I was gonna say too, out of 59 countries in Africa, out of 64 countries, 59 attended a meeting with Putin.
Yeah,
It's over with.
yeah,
Right.
and that's prophecy. They finished.
It's over.
That's just Africa.
Yeah,
You ain't talking about China and everybody else, man. It's a wrap.
Exactly.
Just after
Shimmer my shot,
shimmer my shit out, yo. Yeah.
That's and the NATO will turn against America. It's literally like 100 to 1.
And you know what's crazy? You could be on a damn warship, on the CIA or the FBI, and you talk about stuff like this, or you even try to ask about stuff like this. They're gonna say it's above your pay grade.
It's top secret.
It's top secret.
Classified.
Classified. You got literal soldiers, they would never get information like this ever. And it's all in the Bible.
everything that makes up their nuclear bomb comes from Africa.
Right.
So imagine
Minerals,
down there the whole Africa is against you. Oh damn! Now we gotta keep the. Oh, it's gonna be above your pay grade. See, if you never thought it, it's gonna be above your pay grade because we don't want you knowing that your people is actually contrary to ours.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Check this. Bring that one.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So all of this is a parable. What I mean by that, the Most High is gathering the Israelites on one side, and then the Lord is gathering the heathens on the other side. But the one group that he's gathering, which is us, he's going to uplift us. But the heathens that he's gathering is for destruction. Let me get Zephaniah 3 and 8.
There's Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord.
See, be patient. Wait upon the Lord. Read on.
until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
So what is the Most High doing? He's gathering the heathens to bring judgment on them for touching the children of Israel. Like in 1 Maccabees, it said every nation had a part of us. Every nation oppressed us. In the book of Judges, just the first 7 chapters, it speaks about how many captivity we've been going through on the hands of every nation on this earth. Now, part of this parable, get Exodus chapter 17 now, in verse 8.
Exodus chapter 17, in verse number 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim.
Right. So Amalek come to fight against us when we just came out of Egypt. Right? But check this about Amalek. Hold that. Get Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 17. Check this about this sniveling rat bastard.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 25 and verse 8. And it reads, then the elders of his city came, then the elders of his city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her, then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders and loose his shoe from off his foot and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, no, Salakia, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house.
Give verse 17.
Verse 17.
But even with that verse, when you spit in their face, remember the Lord said the heathens like spittle. Right? They're worse than spit. Right? Verse 17. That's
verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way.
See, God said, remember what Amalek did unto us. What did Amalek do? Read on.
When ye were come forth out of Egypt.
We just came out of 400 years of slavery, hard bondage by the hands of the Egyptians. And it's funny that the president, Gaddafi, keeps getting Gaddafi Nassad or something, right? Yeah, Egyptian president said that the Amalekites, the real Jews left black and came back white, right? So even he like, this ain't even the real Jews. How do you know these are the real Jews? Because his ancestors oppressed the actual real Jews for 400 years. Right? You know?
How he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee.
It said Amalek smote the hindmost of us. What is he speaking about? The weak of our people. The elders. The men and the women and children. Amalek, that's how he moves. He attacks the weak. You know?
Even all that were feeble behind thee.
See? Even all that was feeble behind thee. He's not going to attack the strong, the mighty man. He's going to come after the easy pickings. He's going to attack the weak. Like Satan. Like Satan. That's how he works.
You want to be honest, like Cain.
God.
Cain went after the easy pickings too.
God.
And that's what made his offering not like Abel's. You know what I'm saying?
But watch this. This was the key. We were not just feeble, but this is the point right here. You know?
When thou was faint and weary.
See? When we were tired and weary. You know?
And he feared not God.
That's the advantage that the Amalekites looked at us for. They said we was gonna wait till they're weak. But guess what? It had to take 400 years for us to be weak. Beaten down. Then he come and attack. Let it be the first 10 years. His behind would have been on the summer jam screen like Hamas is doing to them today.
Right.
They're taking the Amalek little boys and girls, right? The women and children, and they're putting them on a summer jam jihad screen. And they're chopping their heads off. Like they should have done. Like Saul should have done. Right? And if anybody got any mercy for them, let's see what the Bible said. Let me get Psalms 137. If you got mercy for their children, while they're mass slaughtering your children, poisoning your kids, kidnapping your kids, causing all type of deviant sexual acts on your kids, chopping your kids' heads off for blood, for the adrenochrome. And if you got any mercy for these rat bastards, you finish. Bring it out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom.
See? And Amalek is tied in with Edom. That's in Genesis 36. Remember the children of Edom. Read on.
In the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Now, when you hear the word raise it, you might think it means R-A-I-S-E, which means to raise. No. That word, it means to break down, to destroy, to root out.
R-A-S-E.
Right? To burn down. Whatever we try to build, Esau, Edom will try to destroy. Because there's a balance. One got to be at the top, the other one got to be at the bottom. And Esau didn't forget, the Most High told him, you shall build, but I will throw down. And I will pour you the border of wickedness. So now Amalek, Esau, they saying, raise it to the foundation thereof. Read on.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed,
Read on.
happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
And that's what the nation's about to do to America. And Amalek too. Read on.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stone.
Wait, hold on. We got an issue with the Amalekites kids getting put on a summer jam jihad, chopped and block screen.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the
The
stone.
Lord said you're going to be happy to do that. And if you're a northern kingdom, you're supposed to be furious that you don't get a chance to do that. Because the Spaniards, they took the woman's children off their body, split their bellies in half, ripped the children out the damn belly when it was almost 9 months pregnant, and then bashed it on the stone.
And sold it up with a cat.
And sold it up with what?
With a cat.
With a cat.
And it scratched his way out.
Yeah. So these heathens have been doing this from time and time again.
Not only that, what?
God.
They fed them. They will hold them by the ankles, and they will feed them face first to Doberman pitchers.
God.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't forget the other torture mechanism, where they would cut the belly and put the rats in the belly, and sew the belly back up again, so the rat can eat your intestines and your guts, and then seal your mouth, so you can't be screaming loud.
Salakia. The word for happy in the Hebrew is sir, which means happiness, blessedness. Often used as an addition, blessed are. So the Lord's not saying, hey, we just gonna be jolly and happy. He said that we're blessed in that day that those things happen to their children as they did to our children. You know what I'm saying? That's the ones that are blessed according to the scriptures.
Now, let's see why. Get Sirach 25 and verse 7. And you have a precept?
Yeah, I think it's absurd.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, and verse number 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy,
You going?
and the 10th I will utter with my tongue.
So this the Lord saying this is 9 things that he's happy about. But the 10th, he's so happy about it, he's not going to keep it to himself. You know how you just get so excited? You got to say something, you just got to scream it out loud. Right? Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I'm a Hebrew, I'm proud. Right? Read on.
A man that has joy of his children,
You see? A man that has joy of his children. Read on.
and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
So he that lived to see the fall of his enemy. That's a blessing. Right? And if you see the fall of your enemy's children.
Right.
Because it is the same to you.
Yeah,
God.
Go ahead, King. Yeah. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 12. Let's see what David said about his enemies. It says, let there be none to extend mercy unto him, neither let there be any to favor his fatherless children. And you see all those children out there, they say they're killing babies. Joe Biden talking about, I've never seen a video, I never thought that was. Man, look, the Lord said he don't want anybody to favor his fatherless children, man. Right? And it says, let his posterity be cut off. In the generation following, let their name be blotted out. Right? Let their iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may be cut off that he may cut off the memory of them from the earth, because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecute the poor and needy man, that he might even slay the broken in heart. And that's what we're reading about, right? Slaying the poor and needy man. And the Lord said, cut off his memory from earth.
And hold on. Check.
And don't feel bad about it.
Don't feel bad.
Come.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
Right? But watch this. Hold that one. Read that last verse where you just brought out.
Verse 16.
Yeah.
Because that he remembered not to show mercy, but persecute the poor and needy man, that he may even slay the broken in heart.
Now, somebody get Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 10. And this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 is about the mindset of the wicked. Right? Check this out. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
That's Amalek. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. How is the righteous man today poor? Even Yahushua said it, Revelation 2 and 9. I know that works in thy tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich. Even though we're in the lowest estate, who stole all the money from us? Amalek. So he's the rich one, but he's the rich, wicked man, while we're the poor, righteous people. God? That's why the Lord said the meek shall inherit the earth. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Break it down.
Basically, everything that you read, that we reading about how, they didn't just basically put their foot on our necks. The Lord is telling you, it's a righteous thing to wait on your turn to get your lick back. Christianity, they tell you turn the other cheek, as if somebody, offends you one way, you turn the opposite and continue to be nice to them. The Lord believes in tit for tat. Right? He said he likens his judgment into a ring. That's a full circle. What goes around comes around. That's the patience of the saints, right? For the Revelation. That's what we waiting on. We're patiently waiting on the return of the Mashiach so that we can get our lick back.
All right.
And we giving it back twofold.
Precept. This is a classic. Revelation chapter 13, starting at verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that leadeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Here's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I can't escape it. And speaking about leading us into captivity, who's the one that helped provide the boats? The ships. Literally paid and funded for the ships. For the transportation to get us over here.
Right.
Right? You got a piece of
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse number 10. So like the brother's going into, hey, the Lord is getting down with war, man. Right, like the brother said, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's what was going down in the ancient world, man. If you hit a man and his eye coming out, best believe your eye coming out too. That's how judgment was executed. So, that's what's going to be happening in the kingdom. You're going to get, the Lord is get down with righteous payback. And you don't want to be an Israelite that's kind of timid. Well, what about the heathens? Right? We had a brother like that just always worried about the heathens. Well, guess what? The heathens, they have to get their judgment too, man. So let me bring this Psalms 58 and 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. So the righteous, they're going to be happy, man. They're going to be rejoicing. And guess what? He's going to be washing his blood. Washing his feet in the blood of the wicked. So it's going to be a lot of bloodshed. It's going to be a lot of righteousness, happy faces from the true women and men of the Lord. Now, if you're a wicked person, you're going to be upset, man. You're going to be trying to save the heathens. God forbid you have a brother in the kingdom, the Lord finna get a sword and cut you get in front of it. Trying to save the heathen.
It's forbidden, man.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but just, Hey, you might have to try the thought process, man. Might come to the head. You know, I got one more. It's Jeremiah chapter 48 and 10. Right, Jeremiah chapter 48 and 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So guess what? You can't be scared of this thing, man. If the Lord say go get the heathens, go round them up, put them to death, and you got to do it. Because if you keep your sword back from blood, you're going to be cursed. The Lord, he's not looking for a weak or timid people. You know, the Lord has an army, man. You think the angels, they get kind of timid? I don't, Lord, can we spare this? Can we spare him?
Please.
The brother just committed adultery 7 times, and and the angel trying to spare him.
You saw in the movie say, "Hey, don't make me do this."
Yeah.
With 13 tears in his eyes, man.
That's
But like what I said, on the real, it's 2 types of Israelites in the truth. All right, either you're gonna be the one who do what the Lord say, or you're not. Right? And pursuant to Luke chapter 19 and verse 27, but those mine enemies, which was not that I should reign over them. Hey, those enemies consist of the 2/3 and the heathen. He said, bring hither and slay them before me. Are you gonna be, when Christ get that order, are you gonna be like, don't make me do this? It's not gonna be me.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's my mama. All right, I'm bring hither, and that's hard for some people to recognize.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if it's my mama. When Christ give the order, sorry, mama, not sorry. Your head on the chopping block. A brother done warned you. Hey, multiple brothers that been around the table, right? Kind of give you that order. Come with Christ, or you're finished. Bring hither and slay them before me. You've been an enemy to Christ. I'm not gonna be an enemy to Christ for you. Huh.
I feel like sometimes, like some brothers, man, they ain't suffering the curses enough.
Right.
We be at camp. It's a glorious thing to get a damn heathen to bow down and kiss the boot. You got Jake telling me, man, I'm gonna wait till we get in the kingdom. What?
Salakia.
You don't want your boot kissed right now. This is a good interesting talk. If you can't deal with it right now, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to deal with it when the bloodshed start and they forced to get down there.
Ooh,
We giving them an option right now.
You want to go first or what? Because
I
we all got it spot on.
But hold on, before y'all hold that, get the precept to line up with curses of men that hold back his soul from blood. There's a man that did that, right? And it's also going to tie in with Amalek. 1 Samuel 15. 1 Samuel 15 and verse 1, real quick.
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15.
And Salaki, the theme of this new moon lesson is war on Amalek.
You got another precept.
All right.
15 and 6.
We're going to be
1 Samuel
15,
15 and 1.
Look, this is the book of first 15. You done started something like Salaki. Right? This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel.
Now you see, God said, I remember what Amalek did to Israel. That was in Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17. God? Read on.
How he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt.
Now hold on. Watch this. Get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. I didn't even think about this one, boy. Get Wisdom of Solomon. It's going to show you. Amalek has the same spirit today. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. This is damn right fast.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2.
And jump all the way to verse. Here we go. Read verse 10 first.
Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Right, read on.
Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble.
Read that again. It said that which is
feeble.
That which is feeble, read on.
Is found to be nothing.
Now hold that right there. Give Deuteronomy 25, verse 17. These These precepts gonna line up and show you. That's Wisdom of Solomon chapter
2 and 9 and 10.
It says that which is feeble, right? Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 17.
That's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25 and verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt.
Right.
How he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble.
Oh, that was what?
That was feeble.
You see how the scriptures line up? Read on.
Behind thee when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God.
You see, he waited till we was weak, right? Now read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and go to verse 12.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 12. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
What did he just say?
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous.
You see how these precepts lined up? These are the same devils today. The same spirits. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous. They waiting for us. Because they know when they see the real Jews, their kingdom is done. That's how they always move. But this time it's going to be different. This time it's going to be different, man. You ain't going to just come at the weak of us and all of this. Nah. You're going to be fighting the mighty men of Yahweh. And they are for blood. You know? You worry about Hamas, right? Hamas is dropping them hammers on these damn rap bastards right now. Hamas is dropping them hammers. But you wait till the child of God get back up. Bring it out, right?
Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He is clean contrary to us and our doings. When you think of look, I gotta say this. Although Ishmael, right? Ishmael is contrary to us. They way closer to following the truth than Amalek.
Right.
Their discipline is way closer to our discipline than any other people on the planet, including Christians. Honestly, you see them on down Clubhouse right now is fan base. They cutting up Christians. You kissing a rock. You cutting up the Christians that claim to follow Christ. Damn. Wow. You know what I'm saying? These are the people, in my opinion, I feel like if they turn and repent to the Lord will accept their repentance. This is what I think personally. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it will happen. You know what I'm saying? But these people, they might just turn to, the Lord God of Israel, we done been wrong this whole time. What the hell is in our life?
Right.
All right? You know, what the hell is in our life? All right? You have been the one true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob this whole time. What the hell is in our life?
Right.
I have faith that they'll be the ones to do that. You know what I'm saying?
So now check this. From Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 to Deuteronomy chapter 25. You got a precept?
Yeah, brother's got like 4
Now, I had a point earlier that he was talking about as far as brothers getting their food this old.
No, we're gonna tie.
No,
We're gonna tie. We're gonna tie
bring
all
it
that
up.
up. We're gonna
Bring it
Oh
up.
yeah,
bring it out.
for the brothers it was just small, like the brothers that was scared, as they say, it's a saying, like the brothers scared to lose their virginity, as they say.
Knocking boots.
What you call it? I'll read it. What you call it?
No, that was I just had that point.
That's a cut within itself.
I got a quick precept for that. Right? Actually, you go first.
And this is during the time of Joshua. This is Joshua chapter 10 and verse 23. And they did so and brought forth the 5 kings unto him out of the cave, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Jarmuth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And it came to pass when they brought out those kings unto Joshua, that Joshua called for all the men of Israel and said unto the captains of the men of war which went with him, come near, put your foot upon the necks of these kings. And they came near and put their foot upon the necks of them. And Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed, be strong and of good courage, for thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom you fight. And are we fighting them out there on the highways and byways? Are we reading out the scriptures in the Most High? Hey, I mean, when we out there, we're not out there by ourselves. We got our captains of war, we got our generals next to us.
Right.
And then guess what? They're going to have to submit to us, man.
And two or more together. So Yahushua out there strapped up with us at the same time.
With his boot on the neck.
There's no telling how hard they put the boot on his neck. Right, it's kind of just putting it into that vein right there.
Right,
and they
jugular.
Yeah, it's doing this, and the atoms out here. You know, they may have to lay up face up. You know,
he's like, let me go out there.
Go ahead.
Just let it go around. Let it go around. All right, I got John 15:6. It says that, and if a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Right? So this is talking about, this is pertaining to the heathen, Amalek, as well as those Israelites who don't want to stand up for the Most High.
Right.
All the ones that want to sit around and hold hands with the heathen, the Most High said he's going to cast them as a branch, right? That's withered. He's going to withdraw the ever-living water from them. He's going to take the spirit from them. Right? And then those of us that cry inside, we're going to, just like Tabernacle trying to start that fire, we're going to gather them up with the rest of the heathen, right? And throw them into the fire.
Right.
Right? One more. Hebrews 9:22. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without shedding of blood is no remission. Right. So Amalek and all the rest of these heathen can now come out and make all the damn TikToks they want to, trying to act like they understand who we are. Y'all wasn't saying that before we found out who we were, right?
Right. And give us no heads up.
But at the end of the day, the brother brought out earlier today the list of all the reparations that's been paid to every other person on this earth that they in wrong. We still sitting at zero. We don't want your money. We want liquid assets any damn way. You know what I'm saying? We want your blood. But the Lord said, without the spilling of their blood, they ain't sorry.
Right. And the land is not clean.
Yeah, the land is not clean. So we don't want to hear no sorry. We don't want to hear no, well, we know that you guys are the real Jews. Man, kill yourself.
Right.
How you destroy 99% of the animals?
Yeah, now that's crazy. Yeah. And you wonder why Romans chapter 8 say what it say regarding all the creatures. You know what I'm saying? They all waiting for us to really come back into remembrance of who we are. Because when the wicked are in rulership, everybody mourn. But when the righteous is in rulership, everybody rejoice. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta acknowledge it. Haven't we been seeing an increase in animals killing Edomites?
I seen an elephant kick an Edomite, man. How? Wow.
They've been turning up on Esau and them too lately, man.
God.
And Salakia, that's why this ties in with Samuel. When the brother brought out the book of Proverbs, when the righteous in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right.
There was a war in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 15. The Most High sent Saul to wipe out Amalek, because Amalek is the wicked, right? Same as Esau, the wicked upon the earth, the worst of the heathens upon the earth. Saul did not want to do it, right? So Saul tried to lean onto his own understanding, thinking, hey, I'm going to save the animals, I'm going to save the Amalekite king, and I'm going to give the animals unto the Lord. I'm going to do it my own way. Right? All right, bring it up.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, and verse, I was going to start at 9, but let's start at verse 3.
Now, verse 3.
Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have.
See, God said utterly destroy everything that they got. Right? Read on.
And spare not them, but slay both man and women, in infant and suckling.
Hold on. The Most High told Saul this thousands of years ago to do this. Now what's happening today? Even Ishmael is kidnapping these damn Amalekites kids and doing what God told Saul to do 1,000 years ago. Right. And he's slaying these damn Amalekites.
Now, Salakia, people gonna be like, hey, this the God that y'all serve?
Yes. Damn right. You damn right.
Yes. We should have did what the hell the Lord has said, or else we wouldn't even really be in captivity to this very day. Really, if you really want to be honest, we wouldn't be captive. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He told us to do, we wouldn't be in this position.
We wouldn't be in this specific position. So why do we follow what the Lord say? Because everything that He said came to pass.
Now watch this. Exodus 15:3 says the Most High is a man of war, right? Get 2 Corinthians 5:11. You asking us, hey, this the God that you damn right. We ain't got no choice.
You said 2 Corinthians.
Yeah, 5:11. 5:11.
That's the book of 2
Corinthians. Damn right you gonna serve the Most High God. He's a God of war. He don't take no prisoners.
I got it up.
He don't take no la'ah.
All right.
Bring it up.
It's 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord.
Knowing therefore the what?
The terror of the Lord.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord. In Hebrew they call him Al-Shadia, which means infinite God and destruction. Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High God, what happens?
We persuade men.
We try to persuade the people to wake up. Bro, you don't want to get killed by the Lord, man. Right? The Christians so scared of the Bible, they only deal with the New Testament. Why? They don't want to deal with the Old Testament. Because they think the Old Testament and New Testament is two different books. Why? Because they think it's two different gods. Because the God in the Old Testament was killing stuff. I would say it politely, nicely, right? He was killing stuff. You committed a sin, you done. You done.
He was sliding on me. He was gonna call it what it is.
Literal sport, man.
He made it plain upon tables in the book of in Revelations chapter 2, in verse 16. He said, repent or else I will come unto thee quickly. Meaning I'm gonna slide on you.
Pull up.
Literally, he gonna pull up on you. Imagine Christ popping a trunk on you. What you got up in that trunk? You know what I'm saying? He got death angels in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? He got a double-edged sword, fiery. It's for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's locked. If y'all out of here, y'all can open up the windows.
Turn the fan
Turn on the fan, whatever y'all need.
God. This is Sirach chapter 39 and verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. And in the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? So the Most High, y'all, they get off of, they get appeased when the angels go out and do their work. Right? When they out there and they complete their hits. Right? For lack of better terms. And it says fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. When their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So these angels, they love doing the work of the Lord. They love going out and killing the wicked, right? Judging those who need to be judged. All right.
So like what's the one where when he sent the angel to the city?
2 Samuel.
Man, he just went wild.
2 Kings 19:35.
Man,
that's one of my favorite.
Wait, what do you have to say? Hold on.
That's one of my
Hold
favorite
the
scriptures.
you know.
Oh no, that's the one with in Chronicles.
That's the first Chronicles.
Yeah, First Chronicles. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
David looked up and he said, "Damn."
Lord must have turned his back for a
Yeah.
minute, man. He had to
Wait a minute.
That angel over there
Ezekiel
like
95, man.
the Lord turned his back. he turned his back. He said, "Hold on, what you doing? Hold your peace."
All right.
You know what I'm saying? God.
Where we got it, man.
So when you judge Israel?
Yeah.
This second Samuel. This 2 Samuel chapter 24 and verse 14.
And once again, the theme of the lesson is war on Amalek. God. Y'all see what's happening in Israel? In that land?
Israel versus Hamas.
Yeah. Israel versus the Hamas.
The This 2 Samuel chapter 24 and 14. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel, and from the morning even to the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough, stay now thy hand. and the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of now the Jebus.
So even in that account, you see how when them angels get let loose, hey, if the Lord don't tell them to fall back, man, he wiped out damn near whole city. One angel wiped out almost a whole city, man.
It's crazy to think he was just obedient to the Lord. The angels were just far outdoors.
God.
He is going to take the spoil.
And Salaki, we got an example. 2 Kings 19 and 35. This is what one angel did. One.
You got an Edomite talking about he was abducted by an alien ship and he beat up 3 angels with a carjack.
Right.
He said
Man saying he whooped 3 angels with a carjack.
Right. That's how loud it is.
Jack the Collins, man. This man going the hell off.
This is the book of 2 Kings chapter 19 and verse 35.
Bring it up.
And it came to pass that that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp. This is 2 Kings chapter
19 and 35.
19 and verse 35.
So the backstory of this is Sennacherib was talking crap. He sent a messenger, ambassador. And he was talking crap about the northern kingdom because he put them in captivity. And then he was also talking crap about the southern kingdom. Right? Any of y'all seen that movie 300? Remember the messenger? When he came with the heads of kings? And then Leonidas told him, you dare come into my kingdom.
My people was
Threaten my people. With their heads of kings?
Talk about a piece of water
Right.
in there.
Literally. Yeah, you go right there in the ditch.
So
Right.
right before that, I'm gonna bring up this precept because this is a prayer up in First Maccabees chapter 7 regarding this. This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 7, starting at verse 40, ending at 41. But Judas pitched Adasa with 3,000 men, and there he prayed, saying, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of Assyria, the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angel went out.
Now hold it right there. It said Assyria did what?
Blasphemed thine angel. Blasphemed, thine angel went out.
Now the reason why I brought that point up, what happened 4 months ago in Assyria? Assyria, 40,000 died from an earthquake. 4 months ago, right? The Lord didn't forget none of these nations. He's still whooping their behinds to this day. What happened in Egypt 3 years ago? There was a hurricane tsunami hailstorm.
Don't forget the
Like a world-ending type of tsunami.
don't
that
forget
hit
the
Egypt.
scorpions raining.
And the
from
scorpions,
sky.
right? And the locusts. The Lord don't forget. He gives these nations instant judgment, non-stop. And it's not temporary. It just keeps going. It's just that a lot of the news don't talk about it.
You talking about scorpions raining from the sky. Man, you barely can even find a damn scorpion. This is probably one of the most elusive damn critters there is.
Right.
Like you be in the desert, like they come out of nowhere. And then you talking about they just raining out the sky?
But that's the Scorpion King. That's the movie.
No, don't forget the locusts is coming
That's
up
the
out of the ground of Syria.
Mecca.
Yeah, during they little prayer,
Yeah.
they it was their Ramadan.
Ramadan.
Yeah,
Ramadan.
in Ramadan.
Yeah, run and done.
Yeah, that's what they did. They ran and they was done for. All right, this is the book of First Maccabees chapter 7, verse 40. But Judas pitched in Adasa with 3,000 men, and there he prayed, saying, O Lord, when they that were sent from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angels went out and smote 185,000 of them. That's the precept of what we're about to pray, because he prayed to them about that. When you pray your prayers, when we do curses upon the heathen, after that you should be like, Lord, remember when you did this, and that to the heathen? That's what you should do. Remember when you killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians? You should go into your mind and you should kind of pray that, because this is what our forefathers was doing, right? They called into remembrance the destructions and the plagues and the evils that the Lord had put upon the heathens for us, right? That's what we should do as a people.
And that's why I bring up Romans 15 and 4. This is for our learning's sake. Same as with Jacob's trouble, all these things that's about to happen that we're gonna see, we got to go back through these scriptures, right? For the Most High to guide us in these times. We are the descendants of our forefathers, our foremothers. So we're the last generation, Most High will. We got to learn from our predecessors for these times.
Everything written the 4 times.
Everything written the 4 times, man.
Written for learning.
That's why Judas Maccabees used the history, what happened with Hezekiah, and what happened there, 2 Kings 19:35.
That's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 19 and verse 35. And it came to pass that night that an angel of the Lord went out
at nighttime, and that parallels with Yahweh shot. It say he come like a thief in the night. Read on.
and smote in the camp of the Assyrians.
Of the Assyrians, how many?
185,000.
That's 185,000 mighty men. One angel wiped out. So the angel basically, the Lord sent the angel to basically wipe out the whole military army and force of the Assyrians.
180.
In one night.
185,000 men.
Yeah.
One night.
In one night.
Like Zabiala said, imagine if we wasn't up in sin, them angels would be fighting. Hey, this kingdom would be finished.
Done.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
And
those angels would wipe out our enemies for us abundantly.
Hey, and we got stories. What happened in first, I think it's 2 Maccabees 4, Heliodorus.
Come.
Or Nias.
Man.
He's infamous here, man.
By angel.
We want the right. What the death?
You read the Antiochus, the book called Antiochus.
Oh.
That's their account of the situation. Angel. Look, our account says that 2 angels came and whooped him. All he saw was 2 lightnings. Like, that's all he saw.
This is the first person in biblical history to be accounted on record as being slapped with the hand of God.
God.
It said the hand of the Most High slapped this Negro, and his spirit fell out of his body. And before the spirit could do anything, the Lord snatched his spirit, took it up to the 3rd heaven, threw him back down. And as soon as he landed in the body, the angels had him.
Right.
Saying what? Saying what though? He said they basically said he said, "Hey, look, in so many words, hey nigga, you better be lucky Ananias prayed for your life, or you was finished." In so many words. That's
what did they say? He was compassed with darkness.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
And the man they drove away with him in one of them little wheelbarrow things, man. The man, he was more dead than alive.
In the stretcher.
The ancient stretchers.
Anybody want to read that?
By the Most High, man.
Right.
Anybody want to read that? The 2 Maccabees chapter 3. So I recommend starting at the beginning of the chapter. If you want to start from what we just talked about, is verse 24 on down. The worst ass whooping in the history of the Israelite biblical time.
Life, biblical. Man, just life, period, since the creation of man. Ain't nobody got whooped like that, bro.
Never. And that was a celestial, apocalyptic, biblical beatdown. Y'all thought the ass whooping that happened in Alabama was bad? Imagine all of them Jakes whooping one Edomite. That's how we felt.
Hey, the whooping was so bad in 2 Maccabees chapter 3, it said that it seemed as though that the whole Judah laid hands on him.
Like he got jumped. Like in Alabama.
And the king,
the whole city.
When they took him back to the king thought it was like y'all sabotaged it. He thought his own soldiers whooped Heliodorus. Like, ain't no way them Jews did this to him, man. Heliodorus told that man, if you send anybody over there to try to confront them people, it better be a op. It better be somebody you don't care about. Or they're going to come back like me. They're going to come back at all.
No, I gotta bring this up. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 26 in the GNT. All right, 2 Maccabees 3 and 26 in the GNT. It says, Heliodorus also saw 2 unusually strong and handsome young men wearing very fine clothes. They stood on either side of him and beat him unmercifully. He immediately fell to the ground unconscious, and his men put him on a stretcher and carried him out. Only a moment earlier, this man had entered the church with a large group of men, including all his bodyguards, but now he was being carried away helpless, so they all openly acknowledged the mighty power of Yahweh.
Shimon
What
Mashiach.
was that?
What was that? What was that?
Sirach 3:26
In
in
the
the
GLC?
Yes.
You said Cyrac?
No, that's all right. Second Maccabees 3:25, 26.
GNC, right?
3 and what? 25?
26.
26.
Down
Look.
to
Now look, we got this
I got
new
it.
apocrypha, right?
Look, this is crazy. It says
This
the
book,
translation to touch the hearts and the minds. Look, they going off, but look how they describe
the same account.
the holy ass whooping that he done caught. Right? This is the book of 2 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 25 in the translation to touch the heart and the mind. It's gonna touch the heart and the mind.
Keep your
Go ahead.
So
Now,
now he just read it in the GNC, right? You read it in the GNT, you get the GNT, you get it in the regular apocrypha, but this is a common English Bible version of the apocrypha. It's got like Maccabees chapter the third Maccabee, fourth Maccabee in it.
Going up.
And if you try to line it up with your regular apocrypha, it's not in sequence by chapters.
Right.
Right?
Okay. So this is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 25. A horse appeared unto them with a fearsome rider, and decked out with a beautiful saddle. While running fiercely, the horse attacked Heliodorus with his front hooves. And the rider appeared to be clothed in a full body armor made of gold. 2 young men also appeared before him, unmatched in bodily strength and superb beauty, and with magnificent robes. They stood on either side of Heliodorus and beat him continually with many blows. When he suddenly fell to the ground unconscious, his men grasped him and placed him upon a stretcher. This was the same man who had just entered the treasury with a large group of men and a full body guard. Now they carried him away helpless despite his weapons, and they publicly acknowledged God's power. Damn. They whooped his ass so bad that everybody up in his army said, there is a God. You know what I'm saying?
Now check this. Remember, this is Israel aligned with the Most High in righteousness. If Amalek is the real Jews, why they don't got stuff like this going on? And they're back in the land.
With all they praying,
Where's all they praying?
Where's the destroyer?
towel looting it up.
Where's the angel? Where's the destroyer?
Yeah.
Why is there a need? Why is there a need for the little invisible dome joint?
Right.
After this one, you know what I'm saying?
They don't need none of that.
You see the fat dude who, when we was in New York, they got the posters and stickers talking about they found the Messiah, man.
Oh yeah.
And they blaspheming came talking about they found Yahushua.
Which is a damn lie. First they didn't believe me, Yahushua. Now they said they found Yahushua.
Now they found the Messiah. Oh,
Big wicked.
Yeah, this Psalms chapter 147 and 17. So like the brothers is going into, the angels of the Lord, they get down, man. And it's not just with war or bloodshed or killings. You have specific angels over certain things. When you read Revelation 14 and 18 on down, you have an angel that has power over fire. So certain elements, those are spirits that's over it. So let me bring this out. This Psalms 147, 17.
I got it right here. You want me to read?
The
Psalms 147 and 7. Sing unto the Lord.
16. I got it.
I got it right here.
147,
Verse
16.
16.
Oh, you want 16?
He giveth snow like wool. He scattereth the hoarfrost like ashes.
Mm-hmm.
He casteth forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold?
Right, and it's an angel over this, man. So who controls that? Hey, certain angels, if the Lord don't tell them it's enough, guess what? The whole earth will be in a blizzard, right? The whole earth will be like Antarctica. But it's snow when it snowed 6-5 inches, then it stopped. That's because the Lord told the angel to stop. So imagine if he didn't, man. And the Lord said, who can stand before his cold?
I say it's up.
Yeah, the ice age. So different angels. The Lord has angels over certain things. Like the brother brought out in Sirach 39. They're gonna do what he say, and they're gonna love what he says.
Get Sirach chapter 15, verse 28. And we'll have Daniel ended off with Exodus chapter 17, and then we'll get 3 new moon scriptures. God? Let's get Sirach 15, verse 28. This scripture is tying into what's happening with the Iranians, with Saudi Arabia, and Iraq, all of them coming together against AMALEK. Right? Bring it out.
You said Sirach chapter what?
It's like 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 28.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and verse number 28. And it reads, "Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof of the east."
See, an appearance that's coming from the east. And it's a horrible vision. Read on.
There, Salakia, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many
You
chariots.
see, it says the nations of the dragons of Arabia. Another thing for dragon, it means like power, like ferocious power, right? The nations of the dragons of Arabia, that's like the United Emirates, right? Saudi Arabia, Ishmael, they all gathering together. That's why even today, on Friday the 13th, they got something that they call Jihad Day, Day of Jihad, right? They the leaders, yeah, we're going to have jihad. Gather the Muslims. You slaughter these Israelites. Or these Israeli, right? In Palestine, all of these people, man. They're gathering. And it's a war, you know?
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble.
Yo, we did a Thursday class, and brothers put out the video when the soldiers of Hamas came flying down Israel with their parachutes.
Yo.
Like it was
the
GTA. Yeah.
carnival?
Yeah. Like it was
It was
GTA.
crazy.
Like they was doing a damn heist mission. And the people was all partying, having a good time, and it was coming in to slaughter.
You can see the little boy on skates.
God.
He in that thing think he roller bouncing something.
Yeah, he gonna roll out.
Like he was rolling and bouncing, man. When the Hamas parachuted in, man.
Yeah.
For real.
These nations is pissed off with Amalek and even Esau. And the Lord said they're gonna gather.
Yeah, kind of it's a video of them screaming death to America.
Time.
It was
Yeah.
trending too.
Yeah, that was I think that was, what was that, like 3 years ago when remember, America killed the Iranian general, right? And they had a funeral. It was 1 million people that showed up to that funeral. And they said America is the great Satan. And they said death to America.
And they vowed to give revenge.
And they vowed to give revenge. God, it's all in due time.
Yeah, all in due time.
It's all in due time, right? We know.
Verse 30. Also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, rather. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians.
So this is tied into prophecies of the Iranians, the Arabics. They all coming together, right? And the same thing is happening today in Africa. All the Hamites is gathering together. Why? This is the Most High doing this. The Lord's going to gather everybody, the Israelites and the heathens, and they're all going to go to war against Esau.
Like Saudi Arabia and Iran had their first phone call ever.
Shimmash.
The first time in history to
Ah.
talk about Gaza, and if something happens to Gaza, then they may have to do something to Israel. That's my.
Yeah, and Israel, the damn fake Amalekites, they warned Gaza. They said you got a 24-hour period to move to the south. Basically a warning. I think they're gonna either invade the land or try to blow it all up. Now it's war, and it's ramping up each day. It's not stopping.
They said we ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere. This ain't stopping, man. And Amalek is mad as hell. You know, the president is pissed off. Netanyahu, whatever the hell is Netanyahu, whatever the hell his name is, man. He's done. They all done.
Right.
But while they falling, Israel is rising.
Feast to it.
Feasting, eating, drinking, laughing. Right? Let's get Exodus chapter 17. We about to close out.
This is Exodus chapter 17 and verse number 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out, fight with Amalek tomorrow.
You see, he told Joshua, choose men that's able to go and fight against Amalek. If Saul was there, he would not be chosen. Because Saul dropped the ball. You had the Amalekite king, you were supposed to kill him and slaughter him, and you couldn't get the job done. So Samuel had to step in and get the job done. And when Samuel had a chance, no hesitation. He chopped Agag in pieces. Quick, fast, and hurry, like chopped cheese from Philly. Read on.
I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed.
Now hold this up. What?
That Israel prevailed.
You know how much power Moses had that the Most High blessed him with? When Moses lifted up his hands, Israel prevailed. You see how the Caesars in Rome, when they're about to kill somebody, they give their hands up, right? Let them live. Or they'll put their hands down. That's what? Kill them. They get that from Moses. Read on.
And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed.
You see, when he let down his hand, and that also show a balance even within that. One goes up, the other one got to come down. One is up, they're going to win. Right now, Amalek and the heathens is winning. But slowly and surely, they're coming down fast. Read on.
But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone.
And then, you know what's funny about that? Heavy is the head that wear the crown. Moses was a king. He had a lot of responsibilities. But he had to have a balance as well, too. God, it's not easy being a leadership role. But you got to have a balance. And you still got to have fear of the Lord. And have compassion and love for your people. And know when to bring that judgment and know when to hold back. You know?
But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book.
Write this for memorial. America celebrate Memorial Day, but they don't want to talk about this. They don't want to talk about Amalek getting put to death by the Lord. How the Most High already set up a never-ending war against Amalek. Read on.
Write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven.
Hey, this is what the Lord said. So people's feeling bad for Amalek, oh, you know, like Amari Stoudemire and Floyd Mayweather. Amari Stoudemire getting wrong after he getting mad at the wrong person. You cursing us out. And all you black people that ain't doing nothing for these Jews, that should be ashamed. You damn traitor. You just mad because now they put you behind in the damn muzzle talk. They put you in a damn shit stuff. Right? They gave you a little yarmulke, and now you think you a damn Jewish man. You actually the real Jew. Read on.
Verse number 15. And Moses built an altar and called it the name of Yahweh. For he said, because the Lord has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
The Lord says he's going to have war with Amalek. That's basically eternity, from generation to generation. But you got Floyd Mayweather. He want to take all the money he got in the planes and put the supplies in the plane and send it over to Israel to help Amalek. Why? Because they tied to this world. Because Amalek is their boss right now. He's the one that's cutting their checks. But what's happening now, the Lord is going to destroy them.
It's a lot. And you gotta remember, it don't matter how much money they got, their money is wrapped in the Amalek's banking system. So whenever Amalek decides he want to turn them back into dirt poor niggas, all he gotta do is put it on his bank account, and now you broke again.
And that's it.
So don't play ball the way we want it to be played.
Right. Amari Stoudemire, he happy because he get the coach in the land of Israel. The Lord said you're not even supposed to be in that land yet. Because the real Jews ain't even there yet. If the real Jews are there, there's going to be no more war. But if there's still war, that's why it says rumors of war. Why? Because the real Jews ain't there yet.
And Salakia too. Our brothers and sisters over in Demona. That's why they ain't progressing like they should. And they've been before all this started, they was actually kicking them out of Israel.
Right. Yeah.
Running them back to America and wherever else. They've been there since 68, 69. And lately they've been getting kicked up out of there.
Right.
Because they thought they was gonna go over there and establish something without the Most High. It ain't time yet.
We got to rejoice, man. As our enemies is falling, just want to do a short lesson. We about to do the camp, but we'll do that tomorrow. Most I will. God. Let's close out with some new scripture.
This is Isaiah chapter 66 and verse number 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Yahweh. Right? So on this new moon, it is a time for all of us to come together, have a holy convocation, right? Come together and worship Yahweh, right? And to also remember how throughout many of these captivities that we've been in, how the Most High God has taken us out of those captivities with a mighty hand, huh? And having the understanding that this is our last captivity, right? And we're waiting patiently for Yahweh to return to save us out of this captivity with the power and spirit of Yahweh. All right, let's get Numbers chapter 10 and verse number 10.
That's the book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse number 10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, like start at verse 9. Verse 9, verse number 8. Verse number 8. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 10 and verse 8. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations.
Right? So in these times, Aaron and the priests, right, were to blow a trumpet on all these high and holy days, man. Right? And it's an ordinance that we were supposed to keep from generation to generation. That's why brothers have their shofars out here, right? We don't.
And if you go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets.
Right? And these trumpets are also an alarm for when we go to war now. Right? Right now, with brothers going out there on the highways and byways, we're in this spiritual war now. Right? And we understand through the prophecies coming to pass, it's going to be that physical war as well. We don't.
And ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and ye shall be saved from your enemies.
And the Most High God is going to remember our righteous acts, man. Right? It's very important that everybody tries to make it to a new moon, to every single high and holy day, man. Because the Most High God is watching us. He's going to remember these times. Right? We don't.
Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days, and in the beginnings of your months, ye shall blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over your sacrifices of your peace offerings, that they may be to you for a memorial before your God. I am Yahweh, your God.
So it's mandatory for brothers to kind of blow up that trumpet in every single solemn or high and holy day, now, right? Because it's of the Lord. And it's also a memorial now to remember how the Most High God has saved us out of every single captivity that He put us in, now, right? And Lord willing, we continue to endure in these last days to get saved out of this captivity, now, right? Let's get Psalm chapter 81.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 81 and verse 2. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
Do what?
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. In the time appointed on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob.
So these are times that we have to continue to keep throughout our generations now, right? We continue to have children, continue to pass this down from generation to generation, and Lord willing, the Most High God, amen, He'll bring that salvation towards us, man, whether we see it or not, man, right? So we need to continue to keep these high and holy days, these new moons, no matter what, and it's mandatory for brothers and sisters to gather together on these times, man, on the time appointed. Right, let's get one more. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number 12. Right. 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number 13.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse number 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's something that we all should be looking towards now. A new heaven and new earth. Before the new heaven and new earth come, right, it needs to be the destruction of our enemies, man. Right? Getting on the topic back with AMALEK, right? It needs to be that time of destruction of our enemies before we see that new heaven and new earth. And that's something that we're looking towards, man. We're looking forward to that, man. Right? Like Tazamon brought out earlier in Psalm chapter 58 and verse 10. We're going to rejoice in that day seeing the vengeance of the Lord, man. Right? We should continue to want to meditate on these Psalms, continue to meditate on what we desperately need from Yahweh Shem, right? We don't?
Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent. Be diligent.
What we got to be?
Be diligent.
Hey, every brother and sister got to be diligent in this thing, man. Right? Continue to endure. Stay consistent. Read. Right? Continue to read. Continue to learn. Continue to study. Right? We don't?
Be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blemish.
Every brother and
blameless.
Salakia. Read that again.
Be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
In these last days, we want to be seen in the eyes of the Lord with peace now. Right? We want that peace. We want to have that rest. But every brother and sister has to stay diligent in this thing no matter what, man. Because us knowing the prophecies, we know that destruction is on its way, man. Persecution is on the rise, man. Right? We need to gird up ourselves in these last days so that we could be found blameless and without spot in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shah. Right? I yield.
We'll praise Yahweh Shem Shah. Get one last one. Luke chapter 21 and verse 25. Pertaining to the new moon and also World War III time. Luke 21 and verse 25.
It's Luke chapter 21 and verse number 25. And it reads, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon.
Signs in the sun and the moon. A solar eclipse is going to be tomorrow on a Saturday, on the Sabbath. Right? And signs of the moon. We've seen 4 blood moons rising during the Feast of Tabernacles. Right? You know?
And in the stars, and upon the earth, a distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Right? You know?
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
It said what?
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Because when that Jacob's trouble hit, when that World War III hits, when people's getting drafted and they got no choice, oh boy. You know?
And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
The powers of heaven is speaking about the earth, speaking about America. How they gonna be shaken? With thermonuclear fire, dropping bombs. Forget bombs over Baghdad. It's gonna be bombs over Babylon. All right. Shaw Park say, "Burn Babylon, burn, burn down Babylon." Cause hey man, a bit of hummus, a bit of hammers, and it's done.
Yeah. One more thing we gotta remember, man. These gatherings, these convocations that we doing, this is the cause of a lot of this stuff that's going on. This is the action to the prophecy, us coming back together. is the fuel to the fire that's causing all of these calamities that's falling on the heathens right now. So we got to keep gathering in the spirit of righteousness in our individual walks. We got to keep enduring and not get so caught up in what's going on that we forget that there's another side to this prophecy that we're watching unfold, and that's Jacob's trouble. We got hell finna come towards us behind all of this. So we need to be girded up. We need to be gathering ourselves together as often as we can. We need to be rebuking each other, exhorting each other to make sure that we're all moving mightily in the spirit. So that hedge of angelic protection stay around us in that day when that Jacob's trouble come, man.
So like me and Nadir was just talking earlier today. Jacob's trouble might just be way worse. Not even might. It's gonna be way worse than we didn't imagine. All right. You think that you finna be with the body up in that wilderness? No, you might be by yourself. And now every rebuke, everything that they come upon you by the words of men's mouth, you're gonna have to take into consideration to make sure that you yourself are actually worthy of the coming of Yahushua and the sparing of Yahushua in that day. It's going to be way worse than we didn't imagine, right? So with the time that we have left, which with World War III on the rise, it seems like it's not that much time at all. You know what I'm saying? In the day of Jacob's trouble, being by yourself might just be where it's at right now for you to kind of get yourself in order. So like, I'm gonna grab one precept and then we're gonna move along.
You grab that precept and then we'll have the young prince close it out.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 10 and verse 15. Now therefore keep thy sorrows to thyself and bear with a good courage that which hath befallen thee. So all of us go through things. In the time of your troubles, you're not going to have, in the time of Jacob's trouble, rather, you're not going to have anybody to kind of counsel you. You're not going to have anybody to kind of cleave onto. You're going to have to bear those things by yourself. You have to build yourself up in the spirit that you may be able to handle those things, the things that you may see by yourself. You're going to have to handle that by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it seems sweet now. Yes, gather together. O nation I desire. Yeah, gather together. You know what I'm saying? That these memories might be forth in your mind. But in Jacob's trouble, these are the things that you're going to have to hold on to up in your mind. Go ahead.
Because it's so important, like the brother was saying, like I just want to put this in there. It's so important because a lot of our faith is relevant based on us gathering. A lot of brothers and sisters in Israel got faith because of the gatherings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in that time, your own personal individual faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is going to have to shine through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody is going to be judged according to their own works. So that's something that we got to keep in mind as well. That's why we can't sit around and be slack when it comes to, reproving and rebuking each other. Got to pick that phone up and call brothers. Like, brothers keep the damn chat line on fire. You know what I'm saying? The chat line stay on fire with exhortation for brothers. And we got to keep that going.
Mighty King, we're ready to close it out.
I just want to let me back on man, he says I stole the words right out of my mouth because we did with all the prophecy and things being fulfilled right now with earthquakes and wildfires and these wars going. We don't need, we're one of some of those bases today, bro. We don't need to remember days like this to, play back in the memory. Like, man, we had a good time. My brothers who was posting up, going with scriptures and doing one another. You don't need days like this to replay back in your memory because you won't be around nothing but wild beasts and animals and AI robots trying to hunt you down and kill you. So, days like this, man, you want to cherish, man. So I want to bring this out. This is like Ecclesiastes 8:15.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 15.
better, like, hey, we might not have too many during these days left.
Right.
So we better, you know, when we have these new moons and feast days until we get to the kingdom, hey, let's make the most of it.
God.
Anybody else?
It's Psalms chapter 42 and verse number 4. When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God. And this is the multitude going to the house of God. I mean, open up your Bible, it's the house of God. Right? And it says, with the voice of joy and praise, with the multitude that kept holy day. And what is that multitude that kept holy day? Let's talk about the Israelites, your brothers, your sisters. We keep in the high holy day, and we dwelling in the house of God right now. And that's what King David was saying.
God.
So praise Yahweh Shemel Shai. As we would say, Ashar, Kadash, Yerah, Khan.
God.
Punish,
God. 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 And we heard Doc up in the back with the heavenly joint. You know what I'm saying? Look at the brothers and sisters. You think that we not finna the way it usually show, but it is what it is. And look at Ak right here. Kwame Ashala.